Hello, I'm here with Echo and UK CSGO doing an interview with arTisT and Biscu. We're just going to be talking about everything going on with Fanbit signing to Echo and what their goals are for the future. So just right off the bat, how important is it to you guys to sign for an org after being out of one for so long?
Oh yeah, I mean, the most important thing for this new roster, which is what it is at this point in time, having made roster changes, midstream, mid-season, coming off like an admittedly lackluster season due to those issues. The big thing was with the new roster, we need to go to Lance, and it's very hard to do that without the backing of an organization. So we looked out, we reached out and we Echo were interested in that. We're going to work with Echo and they're going to help us achieve that. So that's the big thing. That's the major thing that's coming out of this relationship for us. So we're really pleased with the outcome.
What do you guys think about Echo as an org?
Yeah, so we've only recently met the Echo guys, and the first thing we kind of seen is they have high ambitions, and it's seen out throughout like the other games that they have, Apex, and they're aiming quite high. I think their Apex Legends team is already in a high place, and I believe their Valorant team has made 2 roster changes to get them to where they want to be. So that is in line with where we want to be as well. We want to be with a org that has high ambitions as we do. So we're in line there. So hopefully it's a prosperous relationship going forward.
Cool, perfect. So what are the plans for you guys? Like, what events do you want to play?
Well, we've got quite a lot coming up in the next couple of months. So at the end of this month, start of July, we've got Ready to Level Up LAN that's in Austria, in Salzburg. We'll be attending that, looking to do good in that. And then obviously we're competing in SEL. That's ongoing. Hopefully good things to come towards the end of that season. And then obviously we've got Insomnia in August. We're looking to go to that and do better than what we did last time. Fortunately, we weren't able to win it the first time we attended, but maybe we'll beat them. We'll get there on the second time, So we'll see what happens. There's quite a lot coming up for us, So we're looking to get through it. We're looking to be successful, and that's the plan.
Cool. I have a couple questions for arTisT.
Yep.
So what are your goals with this new roster?
My main goal, I think the main goal is just to pass the achievements of the previous roster. I think kind of when you always make roster changes, it's kind of a good goal to have. So you're always like thinking forward, 2 steps forward rather than kind of trailing behind yourself. So in terms of where we want to be at, so I think breaking top 50 has always been a major goal of this team. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to do it yet. So that would be number 1, would be trying to break top 50. And getting consistency at that level as well, which we've struggled with, but it's quite hard to stay at around those top ranks of official TV. You have to be constantly getting those match for those tournament invites and things like that there. So we want to stay consistency around that level. And then I guess because we were 1 game off last season, Sinners took us off getting Premier. I think the next goal would be to get the ACA Premier. So it'd be kind of like the 2 main goals for this roster.
So what is the impact on the additions of Mad and Gizmy been for the team?
Yeah, so we've kind of, every single time we've played them in the past, we've always realized that, like, personally for me, I've been always like praising Mad, like even just playing against them. Like I've been saying it for years that like the guy is a solid player, doesn't make very many mistakes, and you can see that just playing against them. So when we had the make roster changes and we had 2 spots open up, I was looking at Mad, like ideally to pick that player up, because when you see a player that doesn't make many mistakes, it's someone that you want in your team. I mean, like little mistakes, I mean, you're going to be more capitalized and you're going to win more rounds, most likely. For Gizmy, Kieran has praised Gizmy till the moon and back. Like, the guy is like very young. He was an IGL, experienced, good aim, FPLC. I mean, he has a lot going for him. But like mainly, this guy is young. Do you know what I mean? And with young, like he's already young and he's done so much that like this can go like a long way for him. So one thing we see is like we're investing in him. So going forward with him, like there's so much between both of them. High ambition, strong work ethic. And they're striving. They're willing to prove themselves as like they want to do this in the futures. So that's kind of what we've seen, and like that's kind of what we were looking for. So we didn't even spend too long looking for players. It was just obvious of who to go for.
Very happy with who we got for that reason. You know, that combination of those traits, you know, work ethic and the potential factor, those were quite nice traits that we were looking to combine, hopefully in the pickups that we made, and we were able to do that. So we're quite happy.
So basically, what heights are you aiming to achieve with this roster in the coming months?
Yeah, well, hopefully in those few months, those coming months, we've won 2 LANs. We've won the Ready Up LAN in Austria. We've won Insomnia in August. We've won SEL. That's also on the table. And we've made serious, you know, advances up the HLTV leaderboard. That's what we're aiming for. Absolutely. It's what we think we can achieve. It's not just like lofty ambitions. We think that's actually these are reasonable goals, and we think we can achieve them and even go past them to a certain degree if given the opportunity to. So we're quite happy with that. Yeah, we're looking forward to meeting those goals and going past them as well.
Well, with like such a new roster, obviously to reach those goals, you guys are going to need to mesh together quickly. Yep. What's your practicing schedule look like?
Yeah, well, it has been tricky. We're practicing as much as possible at the moment, whilst also competing in SEL as it's ongoing. We still have 2 or 3 players still in education, so it's been tricky to navigate and balance, you know, education, time required for revision and actually doing the exams, and practice as well as officials. So and we were doing that as well in the middle of an ACI season, so that has just ended, so that has freed up a bit more time. So yeah, we're playing as much as we can with that in mind. It's been hard, it's been tricky. As you can see, the results in the last 6 or 7 games in the ACA weren't what we wanted, although they were against tough opposition. It's still no excuse. We want to play better in those games, even if we were to lose all of them. So yeah, there's a big emphasis on the next couple of months for us because time's starting to, you know, free up for those players that are in education. So we're going to have a lot more time to practice, and hopefully you'll see our results go in that direction as well, in that positive direction that we're very capable of.
And I just have one final question. Does this move give you the potential to be the best team in the UK?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. I mean, we wouldn't make the roster change if we didn't think it was in service of that. That's obviously, I mean, maybe it goes without saying, like that's like obviously our goal. Like we want to be the best and stay there as long as we can, because when you're competing in a small region like the UK, it's sort of necessary to be the number one top dog in order to attract sponsors and, you know, get those invites. There's a lot of reasons why we don't compete in these events, because there's only one UK spot and that goes to number 1, and sometimes we're 2 and sometimes we're 1. So more recently we've been 2. So yeah, that goes without saying. So any roster change that we've made has only ever been in service of that goal. So yeah, we think that these 2 new guys are gonna get us there eventually, if not soon.
Cool. Perfect. If that's everything, thank you for joining me, arTisT and Biscu. Thanks to Echo Esports, and thanks for joining us. We've been UK CSGO. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye.